Hello and welcome to Wrestleopinionated. This is our weekly show all about the shows of AEW. We are your hosts. I am Morg and this is...
Magic Daddy Matt Strange. And this is...
Unable to follow that up, Mo.
Okay, another win for the boy.
So, how have you both been?
Ill, but I can speak now, which is why we're late. And obviously me talking is the most important part of the show, so...
I thought it was my
waiting.
face.
You do have a lovely face, Mo. What about you two?
Mo is our biggest draw.
He's our biggest draw. Look at him, big times Mo in here.
People just like to see me fail. That's all it is. I'm okay though. I'm alright. Plodding on. You, Morg?
I'm okay. Got an event this weekend, so I've been trying to sort out kit.
Lions?
Nerd things.
Nerd things.
Nerds!
Yeah, to be fair, our chat and most of our listeners know exactly what we're talking about.
Rubber sword wrestling.
Yeah. Rubber sword wrestling. Right, speaking of rubber sword wrestling, this might be the first time that you have listened to our podcast. That was a terrible segue. But anyway, and as such, you would need to know that we have a tier list, which is how we give the individual matches and overall scores for both Dynamite and Rampage. Mr. Strange, over to you.
Tier list, letters, Dave Meltzer stars, other things that can be used to rank things, colours of the rainbow, who fucking knows? Anyway, tier list, you'll know a good one off the internet, probably from Tier Zoo, who rates animals. What a good channel. D is our lowest rank. That's a shitty segment, a shitty match. You didn't care what was going on, the promo didn't get them over, the match was just a waste of your time. You probably could have had a piss or got a coffee in that time, like I often do. C, average wrestling, good stuff in the ring. Tight enough, not going to blow your mind. You probably know why they're there. The promo segment goes, this is the wrestler, and you go, yes, and the moment passes. But it was good, you didn't hate it. B, the previous thing, but better. You know why the wrestlers are there. The match is clean, and the promo segment actually expands the character, and they fit a theme. Often people like Moxley and MJF will just get solid Bs on promos because they can maintain their role. A B match is just cleaner and crisper and wonderful. A is the top of the month, hopefully. Everything in the match is clean, perfect, some cool spots you haven't seen. The story's there going in, the story's there going out. Everything was wonderful. You can tell your wrestling friends about it. S. After somebody was particularly pedantic about the difference between an S and an A last time, let's go through why it's better than an A. Everything that was in an A should be in an S. It should be clean, crisp, no botches, wonderful paradigm-breaking moves, some wonderful combinations you've never seen. Definitely include some use of the set, the barriers, do some cool stuff with the turnbuckles. Have an amazing story behind it, like, I don't know, a ninja clan hunting down a luchador, or some bikers fighting an undead wizard. Take it to the end of the storyline, conclude on a massive high, like it's the end of the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. What a wonderful moment, and a great anime. That is what an S should be. You should send it to your non-wrestling friends or people who don't watch anymore, and talk about the storytelling and how wonderful it was in the moment. Sarcastic description. D, shitty. C, good. B, very good. A, awesome. S, a masterpiece.
Thank you very much, Mr. Strange. Hello to everyone in the chat on Twitch. And
Hello, visitors.
start off with the news, Mr. Strange.
God,
You've got
it's
some
on me
bits
again,
for...
isn't it?
Yes, you've got bits for us this
Fucking
week.
hell, I'm a busy boy this week. News. Joey Janela not re-signing with AEW. Which I think's a bit sad. Like, I know not everybody's favourite wrestler, but he was very much part of the core soul of what I liked about the Indie Shitter Fest. And, well, we've heard my criticisms on replacing all the old people and sending them to Dark before, so we'll move on. Cody, definitely probably going to WWE. The other, probably bigger, more important people, unless you, like me, think Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss were a little bit of the soul. Can't wait to see how they fuck that up. Gonna be top TV. Ring of Honor Supercard announced for the same weekend as WrestleMania. It'll have a bunch of matches people really want to see. Also supports my theory that Tony Khan bought Ring of Honor just so he could have the Briscoes versus FTR. Because it's having the Briscoes versus FTR. Wonderful. I suppose I'll use that to segue straight into social media. Fucking look at me go. Once again, last week I brought up the fact that the Briscoes were not popular because of pretty homophobic tweets in the past and their Confederate flag carrying gimmick. That is a gimmick. As many people have said, they're just everywhere in the South. The homophobic tweets are different. They'd apologised back then. The internet said, why haven't they apologised when it was recently discovered? So Jay Briscoe has written a very long and heartfelt tweet that didn't feel pandering, and he's put out a statement everywhere else going, we have grown as people. Hooray, that's good. Drama! Some Cody Rhodes posts from him saying he'll be with AEW till he dies, and how he can never go back to the WWE have been liked by people like Kenny and the Bucks. Some people are exaggerating this into being a bit bigger than it is, but I'm sure if it becomes real drama, I'll be the first to find out. And my absolute favourite thing on social media that I'd forgotten for a while, but it's back to a degree that I want to share with all of you, a wonderful thing you can spot. Whenever you see Julia Hart's graphics on any of the AEW things, you know, for the lineup for the fights and stuff, zoom in on her face. See that eye patch looks like it was drawn in on MS Paint. Seriously, load up any picture and zoom in. She's been continuing her Healy stuff on Dark, and I know it's the Hollywood Bronze versus Cobra Brai, or Cobra Kawhi as they can also be known, this week, so I think they might be recruiting Julia Hart, which would be cool as fuck, and I'd take that instead of the House of Black. So that's news and social media rolled into one. Look at me fucking go.
Oh, on
Should've
form
just
today,
wandered off for a
Mr.
bit, shouldn't
Strange. Do you want to just carry on, do Dynamite? And
Well, I mean, that is next in my notes.
right. Well, let's get kicked open with the Dynamite review. We open with Strange screaming. It's a St. Patrick's Day slam, and we open with Strange screaming because it's Adam Cole and Red Dragon versus Hangman and Jurassic Express. Cole wins with the boom. What do you think of the match, and what scores did you give it?
My first note is, in fact, please give me a week off Cole. That being said, it was a pretty good match, you know. I'm gonna say a lot in the show and then go, but it was pretty good. We get a good hot start with Cole versus Jungle Boy. Then a Luchasaurus slaps everyone with some comedy sells before he's taken out of his depth with some actual wrestling. He eats some holds and strikes, which is quite rare. You don't often see a lot of Dinosaur doing actual selling. Anyway, eventually he levels anyone, so Paige can get a 900% speed hot tag and just do it again. Jungle Boy tags into Tope out to a really big fucking wobbly that I noticed. They were all stood about like, ooh, I hate it. Then they did that over the top 3-way moonsault spot that took a little while to get going, didn't it, boys? Didn't it? Heels were just eating shit for ages. Eventually they activate heel shenanigans, so Jungle Boy can eat heat for the break sequence. We know this sequence, don't we? Perfect timing because he does it every time. Jungle Boy gets enough health back to hot tag Luchasaurus in for tag team sequence 3, where he does the swing kick, one ducks under, he hits the other one as he comes back, hits the other one, throws him into the corners, back bums, choke slam one, he gets up, grab one of the throat slam, grab the other one as he walks into it, choke slam into him. Very cool sequence if you're not watching it every week. Anyway, that goes into a clusterfuck, which AEW is really good at, nice and rotating. I still hate super kicks. The double Doomsday device did make me laugh, so it always, I can't not pop for a Doomsday device. And somehow the heels counter again, batter Jungle Boy and win. Everything was done really good and clean and crisp. There were some cool, interesting moments. I know why they're there. I could give it a high C. It could be a B if they could just mix up the variety and just cut out 10% of the bollocks. I appreciate many people probably like 3 guys taking 45 seconds to slowly climb up a post and then balance and then backflip onto a bunch of people who were stood there like they're awaiting their Mortal Kombat fatality. If it takes too long, just skip it. We could do without it. You can all do moonsaults. It's lovely. So it's a high C from me.
if they don't do it weekly, then people get skill fade. It's a well-known fact. No Christian coming out this week either, which I thought was a little strange. Don't know.
Nice to see him less than Adam Cole.
Fair point. Most of the things I've written here was double fucking Doomsday device. A little bit later on, I still remember the double fucking Doomsday device. I haven't written a huge amount on this. I gave it high C. It felt really like it was pretty smooth for 90% of it. It wasn't anything breathtaking. I was surprised that Jungle Boy at the pin.
Yeah, no, that's a rarer one.
Yeah, I thought it would have been the big lad, really, or super shenanigans for Paige. You know, if something big had happened. But,
Yeah, but don't pin your champion too much.
well, yeah, fair point. Yeah, I don't really have a huge amount to say. It was a bloody good match, but not spectacular.
I am pretty much
flippy friend.
I am on exactly the same page. High C. High C. It was a bloody good match. There's not much more to say about it. It was a good wrestling match. It's what I want from my opener. Okay, maybe I'd like a B from my opener, but you know, this isn't a pay-per-view, so my opener on a TV.
Patrick's Day.
My opener on a TV show. Yeah, I want a high C. I want something that is wrestling. Moving on from there, we had Keith Lee, Ricky Starks, Will Hobbs backstage interview. Thoughts?
Wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm really
We'll cover more on it later, I guess.
I am really looking forward to this as a prolonged thing.
Yes.
I will be more complimentary of Keith Lee than I've been in a while later on in the
Yes,
show.
I thought so. I felt the same.
Yeah.
So following on from that, we had a Statlander promo video.
She's not an alien anymore. She's edgy now.
Yeah.
More on that later as well, I guess. Maybe they've busted up the best friends.
Or maybe they're taking some of the hangers on.
You take a couple. You could probably split off OC and Danhausen. That would be a good meme team.
Oh, interesting. You see, I'd have just left the original three and taken the extra. Yeah, interesting.
Then we can have the Chucky and Trent breakdown plot from the old NGPW team, where Chucky just starts beating people with chairs because he just wants to win.
Fair.
He just wants his mom to be proud of him, so he just starts assaulting people.
So, following on from that, we had Cobra Bry. Yes, that is what I've still got written down on my notes. William Regal joins commentary, and then Cobra Bry versus Wheeler Yuta and Chuck Taylor with Trent, OC, and Danhausen. Mox wins with the Bulldog choke. We'll go on to what happened afterwards. What do you think of the match and what score did you give it?
It starts hot with Yuta just being fucking annihilated, but we got a big back rake, and we know I always pop for a back rake. Chuck finally gets an okay hot tag. I hope for a little bit more from it, but he did a really cool roll through into a single leg crab move. Really good for the man who trained Ricochet. Not a lot of people know that. And then he ate shit. Up to and through the break. Usual Chuck tags Yuta as the break ends, and he actually gets some offense on Mox, and it was pretty fucking good. Chuck was here to eat shit to make Yuta look good. Let's be honest. He gets a couple of his cool moves out, but that's why he's there, and it's a shame, but I don't think Chuck cares that much. Yuta fucking eating the kicks and standing up with him was pretty fucking sick. He gets his mini comeback, and Brian was just wearing this I love this kid face, like in those last few moments. It was great. And then it was over. It was pretty good, if one-sided. I think possibly a bit more use of Chuck could have been good. I gave it a C. I was happy. I thought the story was good. Technically, I suppose it should be a high C, because we've got a lot of story coming in and out, and everything was clean. Yeah, it wasn't like the next level, but it's a story arc match, so get me over, boys.
I gave it the high C. I did. Again, it could have almost gone to a bloody squash at times. But I think Wheeler and Chuck did get out enough that that wasn't necessarily the case. Chuck had really nice hip toss counter roll thing that he did.
Got a load of really fucking cool moves.
And it just looks smooth as fuck for a big lad. He's got a chunk on him. He is smooth as fuck at the ring. again, I didn't have a huge amount. Most of what I've written down is how fucking awesome William Regal is on commentary and needs to stay on there. Just calling like
everything.
Yeah, just calling the fucking best friends waifs and strays and shit like that. Like, he was just fucking brilliant. Walking in and going, JR, you know, I just want to thank you. You've done as much as Tony has, you know, for me and my career. Absolutely love you guys. Guy in mask, I don't know who you are. You've done nothing for me. Yeah, I want him to be on commentary all the time. But yeah, I gave it a high C. It was just a smooth match for me.
So I gave it a high C, but I am wondering whether we add the what happened afterwards into it. Because if we do, I'm giving it a B for the story in, story out.
Just write down +1 Cobra Kawhi.
Because, yeah, the match I think was a high C. I enjoyed it. But the whole story... So what happens after that is that Yuta turns around and heads back to the ring alone, takes a slap off Regal. Does he slap Regal or just take a slap? No, he just... Yeah, he gets into his face.
Daniel Bryan literally sort of went... around his shoulder. It was fucking wonderful.
Yeah, I really liked the story. And Yuta... Yeah.
Apparently he said something like, go work a bit harder, sunshine, or something like that. Amazing.
It was... Yeah, I really enjoyed this.
Really
enjoyed the storyline. Really enjoyed Regal on commentary. I'm giving the whole thing a B.
Alright, you know what? As the executive of ranking, gonna allow it. That's my title now.
You said ranking, right?
Yeah. I'm an expert in something similar.
Right, after that, we have an FTR backstage interview, which the Bucks interrupt.
I could take an FTR Bucks mini feud right now.
Yeah.
I think it's something for him to do. Means I probably get to watch less of NXT friends, so that's good. And good shit talking from the Bucks. They're really pretty good at being just wankers, so...
That St. Patrick's Day shorts outfit, I can't remember which one of the Bucks was wearing it, made me aroused and gag at the same time. It was very strange.
So the Raptor, I know the Raptor's quite happy about this because she's wanted a face FTR versus heel Bucks feud for a while. She wanted FTR to go back to their like original thing about they play by the rules baby faces.
Oh, I got you, yeah.
But also slightly tweenerish in there. They play by the rules, so you know, going up to the 5, a bit like Daniel Bryan does, but doing it as a babyface team, going up to the 5 count. Bucks versus FTR is going to be a good match. It was a good match last time. It'll be a good match again.
Exactly that.
I can live with that. Yeah. So then we had an Acclaimed promo.
It's just a Rampage advert, suddenly with Team Taz in it, and suddenly Swerve as well. Crazy, but it was a bit fun. I gave it a C. It was very wrestling. I'm going to show up. No, I'm going to show up. We're going to show up. More on that later.
I'm really liking Swerve. I know we're going to have more on that later, but he's really winning me. Even though he's not wearing a mask and he's not...
Not an ex-military agent.
Yeah.
Right. Black Ops or some shit.
Following on from that. Sorry.
No.
I apologise.
I like the idea that this might be setting up something bigger, because it's the whole like original AEW guys getting replaced by pretty much what we've spoken about.
I complain about.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, getting replaced by the new guys, and one of the lads even mentioned it. I think it might have been Starks. I may be wrong with that though. Literally was like, all these new guys coming in, we need to stick together and actually sort it out. I like that because it's what a lot of us are thinking.
I like it. My only problem with it is currently you've got the heels being the ones doing it, so it feels like a put down, not like an invasion. And I think I'd rather have seen it the other way around. I'd rather have seen the baby faces marshalling up against.
No one was bringing Keith Lee in as a heel.
Cole. Oh God, no. But I was thinking.
From X-Men.
Cole and Red Dragon would have been a better option, and do an NWO quietly and not push them straight in, because Cole's so over it doesn't matter. You could have brought him in. Maybe that's their worry. They just want to stick him straight with the Elite. Anyway, yes. I do apologise for cutting you across there. Right, now, Jericho Appreciation Society promo. I've written the immortal words here, bit long.
True.
Thoughts and scores, gentlemen.
I have very mixed feelings on the Canadian Cocaine Association. Fucking Big Dimes, as he's now named. Magic Daddy Matt has got the most cocaine energy of any wrestler I've seen since wrestlers all took cocaine. Jeff was talking in front of a sign saying Jericho did nothing wrong. That made me laugh. The crowd was cheering all of Jericho's narcissistic healing. He had to work really hard to get them to boo him. And then they finally got it. And then he went full meta, and I was entertained by this scene. I think this scene was funny. I think Daniel Garcia going, I'm a sports entertainer too, was great. The new names, Magic Daddy Matt and Cool Hands Angie Angelo, wonderful, but also terrible because I hate the fucking breaking of kayfabe, but also hilarious. I'm non-committal. It's at least a C+ if I have to rank it how I did for entertainment. But I hate it. I don't know if I'm worked hating it or if I genuinely hate it. I don't know if it's my inner Jim Cornette or a wrestling fan who's laughing at what Jericho's done in my life for the last 30 fucking... I don't know! I'm mad about it.
I loved it. For me, this is probably one of the most entertaining things of the week. One of them. I was chuckling straight away as soon as they all come out, and everyone but Jericho were in white trousers. It's like, oh God, lads, come on! They were going full, just horrific. Let's make this as cheesy as possible, but somehow managed to make it really fucking work. I absolutely loved it. I didn't realize when it was 10 years ago or something, when Jericho was on about Hager saving his life, saved my life. I actually looked it up. That's kind of a legit thing. Literally, they were having a fight with a guy that put a hit out on them in Abu Dhabi or Bahrain or something like that. I was like, fuck me, it's actually true. Yeah. It's quite an interesting read. Jericho was a dick to some guy, and he got a hit out on him.
Surprise.
Apparently. But yeah, I really liked it. That's it. B. Sorry.
I get it, but I don't get it.
I thought it was all right. My only issue with it was I felt it was a little bit long. I love the sports centre, and I think this, because it's made you annoyed, Strange, but it's not made you spit vinegar, because I don't think it's broken kayfabe in the right, in a bad way. Yes,
I wrote the best storylines. Didn't like that. That was the one bit that really stood out to me.
But but even then, it's almost. It's not saying face and heel. You know, it's not
real names.
And saying sports entertainer. Very interesting invasion angle. I gave it a high C, but it was a bit long. That's what stopped it getting the B from me. I felt it was a little bit long.
And I'm giving it the high C out of the 3 ranks because I am angry and conflicted and confused, like an old man listening to a young person's music. Or reading the 700th Pokemon name. What is it?
So following on from that, we had a Serena Deeb promo. Any particular thoughts?
She's fucking sick and I love her. I gave it a B. I fucking love Serena Deeb. And it's a non-title feud. Continuing. Flamings are getting some storyline. That isn't me have belt. Hooray. I love murder. I don't have a clever synonym for her. I love that murdery, slightly leathery woman.
Murder mum. She looks a bit
Mum.
like a
yeah,
Meg.
yeah.
I'd say murder mum.
Murder mum. Right, you can all fight me.
No, I enjoyed it. It was.
Yeah,
It
it's
wasn't
alright.
anything like mind blowing. It was just like, yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, good.
Cool.
So, following on from that, TNT Championship match. Wardlow versus Scorpio Sky with Paige Van Zant, Dan Lambert and Austin Vanderford. I had to look up the last name. That's why I had to grab my notes. Spears for distraction. MJF jumps Wardlow and Sky wins with a roll-up. After that, the heels jump Wardlow. We'll discuss what went wrong with that, in my opinion. What did you guys think and what scores did you give it?
Glad you know the name of grey-haired man, because I've just got him down as grey-haired man. Just like to say I called exactly what would happen in this, so congratulations to me. A solid power showing for the start with Wardlow. And what a weird spot where Paige snogged a grey-haired man to give Scorpio the... I was like, what's he coming out for? No, I'm going to kiss this bird in front of you. Alright. Cool. I assume that's just, I don't know, a dude having to show that he's married to somebody on TV so people don't get ideas spot. I don't know. Probably. Small dick energy. That spot had small penis energy. Anyway, that gave Scorpio the mandatory break heel control spot. Wardlow, a newer face, doesn't instantly get a comeback when the break ends. He has to regen slowly while Scorpio talks shit at him. Anyway, he gets his turn back, massive throws, slams, etc. Then the power bombs. Gold Spears! El Surprise! Out of no, MJF as well. I was laughing by the end. I was entertained, but I don't know if that's just how much I was laughing at how set up and bollocks it was. I gave it a C. I was entertained. I don't think it was the best match. I gave it a C.
I have only just realised I did not give this a score for some unknown reason. I obviously didn't bother scribbling it down. I was a little bit disappointed with this match. In all honesty, I was hoping for more. It felt it's always going to be weird. Obviously, they've put Scorpio Sky in new champ, so you don't want to make him look weak. They've got
He didn't even win gaining the belt properly, realistically.
Yeah, I was wondering whether it was going to be transitional champ shit. I think we talked about it, didn't we, last week? And he had so much of the momentum in this on screen, like it felt a bit weird. I really dislike what's his name, Austin.
Grey-haired man.
Grey-haired dude, not strange grey hair.
Austin Vanderfeld.
Vanderfeld, is it? Yeah, I don't understand his interaction here. Last week I forgot to mention when Paige Van Sant come out and she signed a contract on Thingy's ass, that he stepped in front of her on the camera when Dan Lambert was like lifting her arms up. He stepped in front of his own wife and took the camera. Small dick energy. I think you're 100% right, and I would like to see her not with that douche. And it's not like, I mean, if the guy
they're married, that's unlikely.
Yeah, but in real life they can go and have all of the time together that you wish. He's just getting in her way, is what it feels like at the minute, for me. But yeah, I'm gonna say a C because I can't remember a huge amount about this, which obviously means it wasn't that great. Even the ending, which, like you said, was predictable, was just what it was.
Gave it a C. It was all right. I knew exactly what was going to happen. We know what it's setting up to.
Boomer people.
And yeah, Scorpio Sky doesn't have a transitional champion reign. I like Sky. I don't know whether this new gimmick is.
He has a bad match.
Then...
doesn't win, but does.
Yeah.
Not a good gimmick. Doesn't get you over.
Yeah. Moving on from there, we had Jade Cargill and Mark Sterling backstage promo. Thoughts?
Mark is a wonderful saviour, and we should have more of him. Otherwise, it was solid. Promo game is where Jade's at, especially with Mark. Let's ask the man who hates her.
Yeah. I'm not crying. I'm not screaming. So therefore, yeah.
It was all right.
Alright. Alright.
Following on from that, we had Private Party versus the Hardys. Jeff wins with the Swanton. Andrade Butcher, Bunny, Jose come out. Sting and Darby for the save. Stranger's got lots of notes. And over to you, Strange. What did you think of the match?
Oh, didn't Jeff look happy not to be in WWE? Oh, he looks so chipper. Some things start when the match happens between Quen and Matt until what we're here for. Jeff gets his tag. First tag in AEW. He's ready. He's fucking coming in. He does an axe handle. Fucking sick. Then he beats Quen for a bit and he does that really cool bicycle kick thing he can do super well. Private Party gets their comeback against Matt. It's all actually quite well solid and paced. Matt eats a 2-man post dick slam. That was pretty impressive. I've no more kids for Rebel and like their clan. And that lets him eat the heel heat for the spot as well. Private Party doing a bunch of the Bucks moves back on them, like Quen did the Jeff's axe kick. They did a bunch of the other stuff. It was really cool. And that ties into the longer story of Matt training them. So I actually quite like that. Break ends. Matt forgets to drink his Jungle Boy potion and eat some more shit, which is once again rare. Finally, the actual reason we're here. A cool counter gives Jeff the hot tag, and it's pretty cool. He's super bouncy. He goes through some nice sequences. A swanton. 1, 2, 3. It started mostly as a C, if I'm honest. I was like, this is a pretty good match. It didn't like blow my mind, but the last few minutes were fucking great, and that's what we're there for. So I'm going to listen to you boys before I put a score down from my perspective.
Okay. Not as good as I was hoping it was gonna be, but still really good. I was more on Private Parties. Like I absolutely love Private Party now. I'm getting really into the AEW new boy. I'm gonna say new boys, not new for AEW, but new
Younger lads.
The younger lads, like them, the Acclaimed, and that. I'm absolutely loving the tag team division with all those guys in at the minute. Hardys were the Hardys. You know, we said this a few weeks ago when we were talking about Jeff coming in. Like, am I really that bothered? I'm not really that bothered. I absolutely loved them during Attitude Era and all that sort of stuff. Like, amazing. Really couldn't give a shit. Nowadays, I'm just like, yeah, okay, cool. The Hardys are still around. They're not dead. I'm really happy with that. But the match was solid. It was solid. Again, I'm giving it a high C. I'm also I've been having a message from Mac on my Facebook, calling us out for being weak for giving everyone C's. Apparently, we give out too many
Well, I've
C's.
seen a lot of shit recently. My standards must have dropped. Let's be honest.
But yeah, I can't. What did I say? High C.
I see.
It's good, but it was mainly for Private Party for me.
It is a C week. Yeah,
It's very okay.
I gave it a C. It was an okay match. Yeah, sorry, Mac, but you know, I gave it a C. It was an okay match. I enjoyed it. Enjoyed watching the Hardys. I think that AEW, if it's with its push towards tag teams, actually the Hardys are good because they are a legendary tag team that can still go. And the only other one you're going to get is the Dudleys, and I don't know whether they can go quite as well with the pace now. I know Bubba Ray probably can.
I will have Edge and Christian soon. Just bring the Brood in.
One thing I will have to say about this, the crowd were hot as fuck.
We had
Yes.
a really good week for the crowd.
The crowd were proper on it. The crowd get a B.
Yes. Following on from that, we had Red Velvet backstage interview. Any thoughts?
I just wrote down Shivani and Cake, nothing special.
Yeah, it was.
I'll give it a D. There we are. Boom, keeping the fans happy.
Then we had the cage match, AEW Women's Championship. This ain't getting a C. Thunder Rosa versus Britt Baker. Rosa wins with the Fire Thunder Driver. What did you think and what score did you give it?
So many fucking notes for this. We open obviously with Britt going for the low IQ heel escapes. Quickly try and scurry up the wall. Never works. And Rosa gives us some strikes. Slower start. I said some strikes. Some weird head strikes from Rosa. As much as she is now our women's champion, she needs to work on a couple of those punches, especially if the camera's on her. And Britt just eats shit. A lot of face versus cage interaction, so people can get some colour. And Rosa eventually eats a cage bump, and we get... I hope this match will build in pace from me. A very slow start, but it does. Goes to pick and pick for a Brit's assigned heel spot, and Rosa's bladed as well. Brit's beatdown at least raises the pace, and we get to see some better strikes and slams actually coming with some moves. Unfortunately, Britt then throws chairs into the ring as the break ends, so she's got no chance as Rosa comes back like a dead Marvel character to give Britt a beatdown. Which includes a fucking great ref kick spot. That came out of nowhere. Didn't see that coming. So Rosa can win twice before she wins the match. Not sure we needed that. I don't think you need to beat your current champion 3 times in a match after beating her twice in the previous match before losing. Just saying. I know Rosa's great. She doesn't need to be the fucking Terminator. Anyway... Britt retakes control, summoning a ref so that Rosa can kick out. Britt then builds a giant chair tower so we can have a buckle fight, and she eats a rough fucking looking bump off that when she goes through those. Although, well said, the match has increased in pace. I've got what I asked for a bit earlier. I laughed when Britt hit Rosa with a bag of thumbtacks. Like, I was like, that's fucking phenomenal, like an angry pillow fight. Not sure we needed the pins. You've got a lot going on anyway, but it's a wrestling staple, especially for their match. A good struggle over the pins. Rosa is the first person to realise you can bite things that are put in your mouth to escape from the lockjaw. And then Thunder Driver. Aubrey counted on the pins. That looked like a bad fucking move. It was good. Started clumsy. Britt increased the pace. Little bit more no-selling than often you'd get, but I suppose it was just keeping that bouncy violence the two had. I don't think Rosa had to win the match 3 times when she was winning it anyway. I think that might have made Britt look a bit weak. But really good pickup. A hot end. I gave it a B.
Yeah, I also gave this a B. This is one of the better women's matches I've seen for a while. Especially as the last couple have been a bit weird that's involved them. But this felt a lot better. You are 100% right about Rosa's punches, though. Oh, that's like a pillow fight. Oh, that's what they look like. Yeah, they were.
I'm doing them too hard.
you slightly moved your hand.
Yeah.
Although I did like, and I don't know if there's another word for this, but the Lady Mariachi band at the beginning were great. I really liked them. A lot of time for that. They can keep coming back as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, there was a couple of weird things like when Britt got annihilated and multiple pins beforehand. She all of a sudden came back like nothing is actually wrong whatsoever. I'm going to spend 2 hours setting up these 4 chairs with Rosa sort of like holding on to the bottom ropes and doing this for an hour or so.
Waiting for her Mortal Kombat fatality.
Yeah, exactly that. It was really good. So Joe was a bit where Britt went for a lockjaw and Rosa grabbed her hand and smashed it into the pins, right? Is that because of the CM Punk Kingston match where the ref was counting like Audrey did at the end of this, apart from he had about 20 pins in his hand? I was like, is that like a really nice callback to that, or just they've accidentally stole it?
It's going to be accidentally, mate. Let's be honest.
That's a really shame, because I think that would have been really nice. You've watched the matches, you've seen something that looks like it blatantly fucking hurts. Let's do this to someone else.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if that wasn't... If it wasn't an influence. I don't know if it was an homage, but it wouldn't have surprised me if it wasn't a... Ooh, that's a really good way for me to get out of the lockjaw.
Yeah.
I could... I really enjoyed this. I gave it a high B. I was right on the edge of my seat. Now, I didn't get the same out of the 3 victories for Rosa that Strange did. Had I not had this spoiled for me, thank you, YouTube.
Go on YouTube.
I know. But yeah, had I not had this spoiled for me, they to me were just replays of the time before when Roses won and then Britt still wins. So for me, it was just babyface. It was building heat when she didn't get. I didn't see it as Rosa beating Britt 3 times. She only beat her once, which is when the ref counted the pin. It's just a different point of view. It's just literally just a different point of view. Yeah.
I'll see how she does in her next match. If she wins 3 times, we know.
Then I'm with you.
Yeah.
Dustin come out at the end. Is there a relevance to that pre storyline? He just came out like, hey.
No, it's just reminding you that since Cody's left, Dustin's still here.
Yeah. I didn't know if there was some pre-Christmas storyline that
I've got to do this ranking thing, haven't I?
Yeah. What was our overall score, Mr. Strange?
Oh, can you fucking guess? Sorry,
I reckon it's a C.
There we are. We've got a fucking rack of... We had a lot of good story coming out. Most of the matches were tight, if not overwhelming. We got a good end and a good beginning, and the middle was just a bit vanilla-y. But once again, we're building the new arc. We're telling that new story.
I would like to apologise before the next one for the scores for the next as well.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Mac.
Oh, hang on. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Non-committal wrestling reviews here today.
So we're about to do the Rampage review. This is the usual heads up for the guys in Twitch. If you've got any questions you want to, or maybe you want to get somebody to rant something about, chuck us something in the chat, and I'll make Strange rant about something. Rampage, Strange, over to you for
the hilariously unprepared Rampage run-through title that I didn't write down in advance this time, so I'm afraid my alliteration skills have let you down. Anyway, Rampage, Taz, Excalibur, Jericho, and Starks on commentary. Straight into Darby versus the Big Bad Beautiful Butcher. Darby wins with coffin drop 1001, as I've written down. High-speed assault into the Butcher. Beatdown is basically the match. We had some massive moves off Butcher versus high-speed indestructible crackhead. We know what we're getting here. We get some really big hair swings, buckle bombs, things I like from Butcher. He gets his proper heel spot in picture-in-picture and past it. I liked his clover leaf. He tries to escape, powerbomb, back in you go. That was really cool. Anyway, outside count out from the massive coffin drop. 1, 2, 3. Gave it a C. It was all right. I feel a little bit bad for everybody in the in the now AFO who just lose. Not excited for this feud because none of them have won anything.
That's a valid point. I've not even thought about it like that. I hadn't thought about it like that. Yeah. Saying I enjoyed this match. I gave this a high C. That's almost like not a C, isn't it? It was brutal. Like I know it's a Derby match. You have to feel sorry for him, but I really felt sorry for him. Like some of the fucking hits that he took were nasty. Butcher looked fucking awesome. They really made him look like fucking $1,000,000. That cloverleaf powerbomb thing, the nastiest thing for that looked like how he pulled him out from underneath him. It was like his neck got left behind as he like dragged him out. Oh, I looked. I wouldn't have liked to take that, but yeah, don't have a huge amount to say about it. I just like watching Darby get annihilated
and win.
Yeah, and win.
Yeah. President Goth sympathiser.
It was a good match. I enjoyed it. It was a great babyface match. Darby is a fucking template now on how to have a babyface match, i.e. you get the shit kicked out of you by a heel and you make a big comeback, but you create sympathy while you're getting the shit kicked out of you by the heel. You actually create sympathy, and Darby is a master in this, much like the match we are all looking forward to, Jeff Hardy. Yeah, they are both absolute masters at that. Quick point that FlareCat85 in the chat has said is AFO probably win on Dark and Elevation. I believe that was the expression they were expecting.
That's been
Strange.
done to hurt me. That's been done to hurt me.
I believe that was probably the statement in that vein.
Right, anyway, the AFO beat down on Sting and Darby until the Harbys stopped them because AFO's a jobber stable. Matt calls them out to the ring and they pussy out, so we're gonna have an 8-man tornado tag match next week.
Oh, it'll be an amazing clusterfuck.
Right, anyway, Scorpio did a promo. Boomerman was there and announced Paige Van Zandt. She was alright. She's when she first showed up, I went, she'll be in wrestling. As soon as she walked down to be with the Boomery people that first time, I was like, she loves being on this camera and probably wants a healthier career than actually being punched in the face. So I as much as I'm not impressed yet, but I think she will get into the business very well.
There is the sort of Rousey aspect to it.
Yeah.
She actually gave a fuck for a period of time and really put
hopefully she just doesn't get sad at the fans being mean to her when she's heel like Rousey did.
I don't think Paige Van Zandt gives a fuck. I think she's coming in as heel and knows that she's coming in. I think she'll be more. To leak her own sex shape. She'll probably be more offended when the fans get behind her and start cheering her because she's a badass. I would love to see the reverse Rousey.
Time. Angry Russian versus Cake. Versus Velvet. Velvet wins with the Spinniguri, as I've written down. Some kind of Enziguri spinny thing. It looked pretty good. Hot open ramp fight. Velvet takes the lead. Pretty good pacing. Some aggression. Hirsch laying an actual beatdown with a constant, limb work and such like, which I like. Character work in the ring from both of them, which is always nice. Much better than Statlander and Hirsch match from previously. Not perfect, but better. Anyway, Dark Statlander runs down to the ring to stop Hirsch using her ring post that's now her gimmick. And Velvet does a win. I feel bad for Hirsch again. I want to... Not even win with a ring post now. We get some threatening heels that aren't Adam Cole. Jeez.
The other problem with this, sorry, Mo, do your review and then I'll do your review and your thoughts.
It is a C, yeah. Are they setting it up because like they're sort of baby facing Layla Hirsch at times while also being a heel because everyone has to interrupt her for her to lose. I mean, they're interrupting her doing heel shit, but still, that's how she's losing. Is Statlander fucking stealing her shit, Velvet stealing her shit. Like, what the fuck? Hirsch is a goodie. She's a fucking babyface.
After her for being an orphan. That's the thing that happened in this feud.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And Statlander had her makeup back on.
But it's spooky now.
It was different, it's spoopy emo makeup now.
It wasn't black makeup though, wasn't it? I thought it was like gold and green. I'll have to go back. I'll have to go back and look.
Darker.
She was wearing pleather, so close enough.
Oh, wonderful.
There was a really nasty kick that Hirsch did to Velvet, and it just sounded like it echoed around the world. It was lovely. I felt sorry for Velvet, but other than that, there wasn't a huge amount in this match other than me whinging. I also gave this a C. I'm really sorry, Mac.
Yeah, Mac has just said that he demands a sound effect that plays every time someone marks something a C.
It used to be Morg's. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Where's the soundbite? Somebody make us a board. We can't make soundbites.
It's all right. Yeah, it was all right. I don't think Layla should have lost this. Unless she's going to win the whole thing over new Dark Statlander, which makes no fucking sense when you're bringing in a new gimmick. But Thunder's going to need an opponent, and Layla would have been a great first opponent for Thunder because she wouldn't be expected to win because of her place on the card, but would be because of her badassery. Yeah. Meh. Yeah, I gave it a C.
Right.
I just need to close the door.
UG did a promo about Hook. He mentioned Bruce Springsteen, and I like Bruce Springsteen, so that was good. He's going to give Hook a certificate, and I laughed. I am always available for shit tier heel things and seeing Hook, who likes to have a week off every other week, unlike other wrestlers who I hate. Unless you boys have anything to add to that, we'll roll into the trios match.
Really liked it though. That's it. I just liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. Give it a B, just so I didn't want to rank it, but just so Mac feels good that we're adding other things in. Waco and Bear Country versus the House of Black. Matthews wins with a big, cool thing. They didn't name it. Match opens with Malachi just beating everyone. They rotate a few tags, just winning. Waco got a bit of a showing, and then they won. I gave it a meh. I'll give it a D. My time was wasted.
I thought of this in a different way.
Yeah.
I thought this was a really good show for Buddy Murphy. No. Yeah. Hang on.
Buddy Matthews.
Buddy Matthews. Yeah.
Like a ginger man.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was the point in this, just to kill some people, to go, look how fucking awesome this dude is. That finisher looked fucking nasty. It did almost feel like a squash, though. It was very close to a D squash. Ooh, it was very.
Bear Country been on the card for fucking ages. They got a really good push at the start of Corona, and look what's happened now. They've got that one man who can do a senton whilst holding another man on his back. Just went, nah, off you go.
I've not seen that. I've only seen them 3 times on the main card since I've started.
They are an enhancement talent
Oh
team.
man, if they're on Dark, their fucking win-loss record must be huge.
No.
They have to fight named people.
No. Unfortunately, they fight named people. Their win-loss record is not good. How do you think Private Party got into the top 5?
Fair enough.
I gave it a D.
Yeah, it was a D. It was a squash match. As cool as... If I was ranking it as what Mo said, as a showcase, I would give it a B. Because Buddy Matthews looked fucking awesome. So, yeah, there you go, Mac. It's either a B or a D. Because it's either a B as a showcase, therefore
let's
we don't...
just go in the middle and call it C.
No.
But as a match, it was a D squash.
Fuck it, D. I'll go with you guys, even though I liked Buddy Matthews.
Right, then Penta did a promo from a 30 quid B&Q share. It was alright. Obviously no one else is there, so that was passable. Mark Henry interviews the Acclaimed and Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil was actually pretty good. His best promo work he's had so far. Polite yet threatening and nice to them. And the Acclaimed do what they do best. The edgy shitlords, and I love them. And then we go straight into the match. Max Caster versus Lee. Lee wins with his Death Valley suplex fucking thing. It's pretty fucking cool. Pretty good rap from Max on the way in. They're allowing him to be a bit more political. Always good things. And the match begins. Match just taunts until he gets caught, and a match breaks out. A little bit goes on, then Hobbs comes out and distracts Lee, which gives Caster a bit of pick and control. But Lee is too strong for the usual match routine and actually fights back. A second Bowen's distraction gives Max's proper edge some control, and things stay pretty even, which was nice. I didn't feel Max was buried. Like, he obviously lost out on the mass and strength edge, and he is a big guy, but didn't look weak. Lee looked good. Huge slam, 1, 2, 3. Probably Lee's best showing thus far. Give it a C.
I give this a high C. I enjoyed this. I think you're 100% right. They showcased Lee more since they did his initial come out and throw the dude a million miles into the sky. They actually made Max Caster look really clever in this as well. Like, that he wasn't just being a stupid heel throughout the whole thing and just falling into shit. However, he likes touching himself a lot. Think he might need to see someone about that. He's got some issues going on.
Is he a peen grabber? I didn't notice. Normally I'm good at that.
Twice in the match. So maybe I should knock it off down to a C just for the dick grabs. Nah, like I said, I think both men came out of this well. So high C.
Yeah, it's a high C. It was really good. It was a good match. It's not quite everything I want to see from Keith Lee, but it's the beginnings of what I want to see from Keith Lee.
Yeah, good. I am more won over to Uncle Phil than I am to Adam Cole. Anyway, Hobbs and Starks run down to beat up Lee. The Acclaim joined in. Then Swerve comes down with a chair. God, he's cool. Scares him off. I wasn't even that mad that he scared off 4 people with 1 chair when they had a chain and a boombox and there were 4 of them. Just, he's very cool, isn't he? He's got big 80s hip-hop energy that appeals to a 38-year-old fan of rap when he was 17. Handshake between the faces, and it's time for Team Taz to lose a feud again, but honestly, they pull it off solidly and always come back. So.
It doesn't matter with Team Taz.
It wasn't the Brian Cage feud.
Yeah.
He's just gone.
Yeah.
Mo doesn't even know who that is. I'll come round to that in a moment.
He's the guy that when you see him go, why doesn't he sign to Dub Z?
But that's it. That was Rampage. We've we're back. Had a good one. We had a bad one. We had a bank of okay. It's a high C. Coupled with the high C from Dynamite, that makes this week... It was pretty good. High C. Didn't blow my mind. Some stories going places. The matches were passable. Yeah, alright week. Nothing to really entice us to next week, but we'll see what happens tonight/tomorrow, which is also tonight if you're watching this tomorrow, if you're English, or other British people, or in our time zone. I don't know.
Right.
Work.
So this would be question time. Haven't had anything in from the other sounds. I've got a request for a rant, though, Mr. Strange.
Oh,
so you'll have 2 minutes to rant on a subject. The subject is... why are the matches so meh that we don't get an A or a B anywhere, not even one a week?
Matches are so meh because we don't get one anywhere at all. Is because as much as Tony Khan enjoys his storylines, and we've had a couple of good lasting storylines. We had the Hangman storyline, which ran all the way through. In the last year, since COVID ended and people could actually break down, COVID brought us this time to watch new, younger wrestlers rise up as they had to improvise with people like the fucking Best Friends and stuff. And we got some cool matches from what was originally the heart of AEW. A lovely, nice soul of a variety of different indie shows. Now we have to bring in, oh, here's a new wrestler, cool. Get Ruby Soho out. Give her a 5-match story. Off to Dark she goes for 400 victories. Miro, hottest thing in the fucking promotion at the time. Wonderful. Did a promo from Limbo. That's where he's trapped now. The reason everything is meh is because we have to end the current storyline and to bring in the new storyline so we can watch people say Adam Cole, baby. He's got one single hand gesture. Morg said it was the most over thing in the world last week. It's the same as going Sarah Miedo, which the crowd goes fucking crazy for. Just have a hand gesture and a thing. We can't conclude a storyline or build a storyline because we've got to build up this guy here. Thank God he's here with his new 3 friends. Fuck everybody who was here before. That's why everything's meh. Nothing has heart and soul to build it up. It's just a restarting storyline. It's Goku meeting the person who's arrived for the new biggest threat in the fucking universe again. Oh, what a surprise, except it's on a 3-week rotation as opposed to a 24-episode rotation. It's tiring, and you need to establish your characters. You can't just rely on their WWE history.
15 seconds left.
Fuck Adam Cole and I hate him. Give Bobby Fish more time. He's a lot funnier and he can at least be a mid-card jobber because you never get tired of mid-card jobbers. They're always funny. They're always the best and they don't need story.
And you're done. I like the way you managed to turn that into a why Adam Cole should not be in AEW.
Amazing how many stories I've had to stop because he needs to be on every show. Did you know he's in a match next week?
Is he?
No.
He's got something. I saw it on Twitter. If I was a good person on a wrestling podcast, I'd be able to tell you what.
Right. Moving on from there. If you want to send us any suggestions for things, if you want to send any suggestions for things you want us to rant about, questions, Wrestleopinionated@gmail.com, WrestleOP on Facebook, WrestleOP1 on Twitter. Please send us follows on Twitter and Facebook. Mr. Strange, last week So we did our year-end awards. I know AEW are doing some awards. And now we're having the official Wrestleopinionated Awards.
I don't know if you all want to be affiliated with this. You could just call it the Matt Strange Awards.
Or the
Maybe we should name it after he said them.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, okay.
I've got 10 awards I want to announce.
Oh, God.
I'm going to give a week for you or any of our audience to give nominees, and then we'll work on it from there. First award is, in fact, the one Morg selected last week. It's the Best Interruption Award. Who has broken in, ruined a scene, or just had that moment that's really brought you some joy? Because we get a lot of interruptions. The second award is the Most Unsurprising Tony Khan Announcement Award. I want you to all to have a good look through Tony Khan's amazing announcements, and just tell me which one your favourite was. Which was the most underwhelming? Third award, your favourite person who's disappeared to dark. I've seen a few of them. They've all shown up. I mentioned Ruby Soho earlier. She looked good. She came out to Rancid, and I'm a punk fan. Gone. Floated away into the ether. But there are more of them. You can look them up. A little bit less taking the piss. Up next is the Best Young Lion Award. For those of you who understand NJPW terms, the people who are young and learning. The Wheeler Utahs, as mentioned earlier, arguably Hook is one. Dante Martin's had a good showing. We want to see who, we'll say, under 25 and not like MJF or Darby or any, the newer faces, not the young ones we used to. The award is Zero to Hero. Who have you watched in the last year come from nothing and really rise up to be a star in your eyes? Who has gone from being a jobber or somebody who didn't
Should we not call this the Britt Page, the Britt Baker Adam Page Award?
I mean, I fucking hated them when AEW started. In counter to that, next we have the Hero to Zero. Who did you have really fucking high hopes?
Oh, the Cody Rhodes Award.
Who has fallen from the limelight and the power? Not in the same way as disappearing to dark, but just completely fucking gone. Evan is the most underwhelming match. Which match were you really hyped for and you were ready and you were like, this is gonna blow my fucking mind? And it just didn't. 8, swinging back to positivity, is the Sickest Move Award. What is the sickest move in AEW? And in fact, you know what? I'm going to have 2 ones in that one. You can pick a tag team finisher as well. Because I am a giving god. 9, best music. Who's got the best entrance music? Works really well with them. I'm going to state mine now. It's Ricky Starks is my nomination. I fucking love that tune. I'm a ska boy. Come on. I want to know who's got the best music. And finally, most obvious award for my nomination, Give Them a Day Off Award. Had a less polite name beforehand. Who needs a day off? Just some time to build some love. Okay, bands like the Foo Fighters or the Red Hot Chili Peppers put out many best-selling albums, and then they have a break. You can refresh your ears with their melodies if you like them. So let's quickly summarise that again. That's Best Interruption, Most Unsurprising Tony Khan Announcement, Favourite Person Who Disappeared to Dark, Best Young Lion, Zero to Hero, Hero to Zero, Underwhelming Match, Sickest Move, Best Music, and the Give 'Em a Day Off Award. So nominees through by next week, please. And I don't know, maybe I can do a vote, or I'll just make an executive decision as the law master of Wrestleopinionated.
So
you hold a lot of titles in this.
Matt Strange.
Don't worry, don't worry, Mo. He won't hold them after the edit.
A giving god.
I'm not a giving god. So there you have it. That's the show for this week. Thank you to everybody who joined us on Twitch. Thank you all for listening. If you want to find us, we are Wrestleopinionated on YouTube, Spotify, Anchor.fm and Twitch. Mo, over to you for your Mo moment.
98 days here, still unfired. My moment is Wheeler, Utah taking a nasty slap.
8. I thought your moment would be C ranking. the real hero of this episode.
Average wrestling.
Fuck, it's my bit, isn't it? Please like, share, subscribe. If you don't share this video with 15 people, you will die in your sleep. Click the little like button, give us a comment, speak to us on Twitter. We'll reply to things. I occasionally shitpost on there. It's good times. Thank you for listening again.
All that's left to be said is goodbye and good night.